Nah, I was running around like a complete lunatic today. Between having to actually get the Father's Day gift and then get the supplies for the 2nd grade summer countdown to summer. You know, you gotta make things fun for 2nd grade.
You do.
It's still kind of on the kiddie side. Now, when you get to 3rd grade...
Right.
I'm ready.
No.
Dang, I'm dark.
Yeah, you look black. Oh! You're still dark.
Hey y'all, it's Tish. Back with another video. And I got my sisters here with me. I got
Taylor.
Tamara.
And today's topic is gonna be on forgiveness.
Your dog wants to go out.
12 seconds later.
So this is gonna be like a little loose discussion. And I got some questions that I'm gonna talk about here. And yeah, so what's your thoughts about forgiveness in general?
You want to take that first?
Sure, I guess.
Okay.
What are my thoughts in general about it?
Yeah, like
I mean, we should all do it. Is it easy? Absolutely not.
Glory.
I feel like we should forgive ourselves first more than anything else, though. Like, in order to forgive somebody else, I feel like you have to forgive yourself. And also just forgiving yourself in general. Like, I feel like that's healthy for your own personal self.
Agreed. I guess general overall thoughts, same thing. We should all do it, and do so regularly, because there's always going to be something that comes up, something that happens, that's going to require your forgiveness. So, definitely think everyone should do it, and everyone should do it regularly, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for someone else, whatever it may be.
it's tough.
How about you, buddy?
Man, it's hard. I feel like forgiveness is so hard, but it's so easy, but it's so hard because like the feelings that you have to associate with forgiveness is hard. We're about to get into that, so
But also, I just want to add this,
Go
since
ahead.
you just said that. I feel like it's easier to say you forgave somebody than it is to actually forgive somebody.
That part.
like do you think it's some things are easy to forgive depending on the offense? Like if I took your piece of gum, that's easier to forgive than if your man cheated on you or something.
But I feel like it also depends on the person. Like, let's say like
Yeah,
you taking a piece of gum from me. Alright, it's whatever. You took the piece of gum, I forgive you. Let's say a complete stranger went in my bag and stole the gum. I feel like I'm gonna have a harder time forgiving them. Because like, why would they do that? Like, they have no business going in my stuff. Granted, you have no business going in my stuff either, but you're my sister.
This your boy?
Yeah, that's my boy, nigga. We rep the same smart tech.
You just got fucked up with him. Both y'all niggas gonna get clapped up when I get back. Both of y'all niggas.
What did I do?
It don't fucking matter.
What's the longest time it took y'all to forgive somebody?
Not you laughing. you still working on it? You still working on it?
No, I reeled it in for the woo, Jesus.
Woo! Okay. I've got woo! Oh, I'm almost done.
She laughed like she was like, today I'm still doing it.
We're still processing those fit. No, Lisa. No, I don't know if I could like put a pinpoint on what's the longest, like how long it took. But definitely like going back to what you were saying before about how like you can say you forgive, but then sometimes those feelings came back. Because I can't even tell you how many times I was like, all right, I've forgiven. I've like read books on forgiveness. I've watched sermons on forgiveness. I've prayed for people who've shown, like, who've started an issue, or there was an issue that happened, or there was some sort of offense on numerous occasions to help me further forgive the situation. And then it'd be one little thing that just sets me off, and I'm like, all right, I'm still working on it because I want to forgive this person, but I'm not quite there yet. And each time it gets a little easier. Like, I will admit that, like, if you're really having the intent to forgive this person, to move past it, each time it will definitely get a little easier, but whoa. It just doesn't always go. And after a while, like, I kind of got frustrated. I was like, all right, I want to be over this. Like, I want the person to be forgiven within my heart, because it's taking up too much of my time. It's taking up too much of my time. One of my teachers, he wasn't really a fan favorite, but I'll never forget when he said this. He was like, staying angry at someone is like drinking poison and you expecting them to die. And I was like, no, that's dead facts, because you're drinking the poison and it's only inflicting hurt and pain on you. And the poison in this scenario was unforgiveness. It's only inflicting pain and hurt on you when that person's most likely moving on and doing whatever they choose to do in life. So
I'm gonna say that you still dwelling on it, and that person done moved on, moved out, had a kid, two, married, a house, and you still at home.
You okay? Very specific. Like
she got into the details of the scenario.
Like
She
specific.
meant that one. She meant that one for sure.
So-
That's
Dog
not
named
personally.
Connor.
That's not what happened personally with me. But I'm just saying, like, you dwelling on it, like, and they done moved on with
Many
their
life
life.
events have happened.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
But me personally, it's been a few years. That's the longest.
A few, yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
yeah, a few years for me.
Was it probably 2?
You still working on it?
No.
I would say about 3, maybe 3. 3
Okay,
years
so-
was the longest for me.
Can you clear your throat?
It's my allergies. So do you believe that
Do you believe?
you believe in like immediate forgiveness, or do you think it always has to be a process? Like if you don't forgive somebody right then and there. Okay, so when I was in church one time, I don't agree with this statement, but I read it in the Bible, so I might missed it, but they say,
Can you cough it out, please?
but she said, if you don't forgive somebody right away, then like what takes you so long to forgive somebody right away? And I'm like, well, I'm human, and I feel like it could be a process.
It is. I mean, that's what I feel.
I mean, I don't think you have to. I don't know. I just don't think emotions allow us to immediately forgive, depending on how deep it is.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like if you immediately, I mean, there might be people out there who can immediately forgive, but I feel like if you immediately forgive somebody, it's not genuine. So like you said, we're human. We have emotions that we have to, like, really think about and, like, process the whole thing. I feel like it is a process. You can't just immediately forgive somebody. That just sounds crazy to me.
I think it also depends on the situation. Like, I think it's easier to forgive people depending on what's occurred, what happened. But I do think naturally as humans, immediate forgiveness is tough depending on the scenario or the situation. Should we probably forgive a lot quicker than we do sometimes?
100%.
Yes. But does it always happen like that? No.
If you still have that emotion attached, do you think, like, you just... Okay, so say if I... Say if I
Not you laughing
crashed your
at
car,
me.
because I was about to say something wild. Say I crashed your car, and I totaled it, and you don't have enough money to get another one. Now, you say you forgive me, but it's like if I actually use your car again, you're going to be like, But you still remember, like, you're still a little, like, you just don't forget, but you still have that, like, last time you totaled my car, like, I can't trust you.
That you won't.
I mean, I feel like you could forgive but not forget. Like, there's times where, like, I've forgiven people, but I still remember what they did, how it made me feel. It's just that I came to that point in my life where I forgave them and I got past it. But, like, so, like, with you, if you, like, totaled my car, granted, in the moment, I'll be annoyed, upset, whatever, but as time goes on and the time that I need to get over it, I'll forgive you, and I will mean it, like, oh, I forgive you. But when you actually use my car again, I don't forget what you did. In a sense, I just don't feel the same, like, resentment, in a sense, towards you from, like, the first time.
And I think also in that, like, I think that's a good scenario, but I think also in that, it's a matter of how it happened. Like, maybe someone cut her off, or maybe someone rear-ended her, causing her to hit the person in front, or hitting a guardrail, which is how the car got totaled. Like, you never know the scenario, like, and obviously also, too, I think something that's helped me is knowing the person's heart. Like, sometimes you know, like, oh, that was done with pure malice behind it. Like, obviously your sister would never intentionally, like, total your car on purpose. So I think also, too, it's a matter of being upset. And, like, a daily reminder of that would be like, oh, shoot, now I'm taking the bus every day. Like, so every time I put that card in, I know, like, oh, dang, it's because I don't have a car. But I think knowing the person's heart helps with the ability to, like, forgive or let it go a little bit quicker. And then also, too, it would become a thing of, like, oh, I'm just glad you didn't get hurt, especially depending on if someone caused an accident. as to how your car got totaled. And that wouldn't make it easier, but it would help.
But do you think, okay, how God forgives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, I think I was taught that God forgives and he like starts over with a clean slate every time he forgives.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or do you, like, was y'all know what I'm talking about? Was y'all taught that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, every time God forgives, he, like, forgets what happened.
Yeah.
And it's like he starts right over. So is it true forgiveness if we don't do that?
I feel like, okay. I feel like it could be true forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
to our standard, like the human race standard.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true forgiveness to what God did? No. If that's how he forgave and forgot, then no.
Yeah.
But I feel like for us, because again we're human, we have the room for error, room for growth.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for us, it's true forgiveness if we actually say like, I forgive you and mean it without every time you're around, I have an attitude. Every time you're around, I'm not talking to you because I remember what you did. Versus, you did what you did, I forgave you, we move on, we're cordial. I'm not saying we have to be the best of friends again, but if we can at least be cordial, to me, that's true forgiveness.
Cordial is true forgiveness. In a way, yeah.
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 Like, I feel like if we're more mature enough to get to that point where I can be like, hey, like, how are you? And not every time you walk in a room, I'm rolling my eyes. Or every time you walk in a room, I can't be in a room with you.
Mm-hmm.
But is it up, like I said, is it to his standard? No. I feel like that, I don't know if we'll ever get there, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can agree. That's valid.
Because they say 7, what's the scripture? 70 times 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was so that you would lose count. Not so that you would keep counting the offenses.
But ain't that crazy? It's like you gotta keep.
Mm-hmm. You gotta take all of that in order to forget.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
And
But
ultimately, God doesn't hold on to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can let it go.
We should be able to, too.
Yeah, we
But
should be.
baby,
So you gotta. What's the most challenging part about forgiveness?
the meaning, like the action, I should say.
The action.
Yeah, like, cause
You mean the action of forgiving?
yeah,
Okay.
cause like I can say I forgive you, and in my head I can be like, yeah, I forgave her. But if I see you, I'm still mad. If I see you, it's like the little triggers. For me, it's like
the trigger.
yeah, it's the triggers. Like if the action and the triggers, cause like I can say I forgive you, but if you do something or if you come in a room that triggers me, I didn't really forgive you. I just said it because it sounded good, and I thought maybe it'll help me psychologically that I forgave you, but I didn't really forgive you in my heart. I just forgave you in my head.
Oh, yeah. And then sometimes you do feel like you really forgave the person in your heart,
And
it still comes. All the feelings come back.
mm-hmm.
All the feelings definitely come back. You know, yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think it's definitely the action of forgiving, especially because depending on what happened, it's gonna take a few times of you saying, all right, I'm really moving past this, all right, like I really forgive this person, or it happened, I'm moving on. It's gonna take a few tries of that. It's very rare that it's like an instant, I forgive this person and not let it go.
Yeah, and also the healing that comes with the action.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like depending on like the situation that I'm thinking about that happened to me, it's like that person, it was one time, time.
With the kid and the dog and the car.
I'm gonna say that you still dwelling on it, and that person done moved on, moved out, had a kid, 2, married, a house. Teacher, please. There was no kid, no car, no dog, bruh. Or house, since you want to keep track of what I said earlier. But
Don't worry, I'm gonna rewind it back right and insert the clip.
But this person, they had it was like a one-time offense thing, cause like they did it one time, we had no problem. But it's like what they did, like stabbed me in a sense. Like that's how deep it was to me. I mean, granted, they probably didn't think it was that deep, but to me, so it took me a long time to forgive them. Cause I was like, I don't know why they would do that to me. I've been nothing but nice, nothing but the best friend to them. And it's like they turned around and did that. So it's like I had to get past that, like the whole healing. Like, oh, I still am a good friend. I still am a good person. Maybe, I don't know, the other person was hurt or whatever. So it's like I have to heal myself before I can even get to the action of forgiving.
No, yeah, that part. That's usually how it goes. Cause I can't even tell you how many times that's how I recounted and said, but I would have never did them like that. But I would have never did them like that. And it's true, you might not have, but the situation panned out how it panned out. So
Yeah.
now it's up to you to kind
I would
of
say it's
heal from
ultimately
it.
up to you.
And the healing does kind of like coincide with the forgiveness, because the more you heal around the situation, the easier it is to forgive, because you're able to let it go.
True.
Yep. And that's what took me so long.
Ooh, a little sub-topic. I thought this because that could be maybe like the next one. We expect ourselves from others. So when it's crazy because so say somebody
It's
did
true.
you like that.
Mhm.
Say somebody stole a watch or something, and you're like, that's deep. Like, that's deep to me because of the principle. But say you slapped them in the face for stealing. Like, you never know what type of trauma, like maybe that's
Mhm.
really deep. Like if you push them, and it's like that's so deep because everybody has different type of triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, we saying it's not that deep for us, but it could be that deep for somebody else, and then we just it's basically like a miscommunication, which is anyway. The human is crazy. Okay, was there ever a time where you had to forgive yourself, and is it harder to forgive yourself or people, or other people?
I think for me, it's harder to forgive me than it is other people. Like, I think with other people, I'll eventually let stuff go. Or going back to like the offense of people hurting you. Sometimes I'll say to myself, like, it's not their fault because you allowed X, Y, and Z. So I'm trying to like heal from the offense at the same time of like trying to heal from being upset with myself of, you should have handled this slightly differently because you could have avoided getting hurt if you had done so. So
Yes. There were times, I do agree with what she said, there were times where I had to forgive myself. And I also agree that it's harder to forgive yourself than it is others, for me.
Same with me. I feel like I just put so much pressure on myself because it's like you're in control of you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been learning to just live life, let me feel emotions, and just kind of learn from everything. Like, and don't be too hard on yourself. It's life. You're supposed to mess up and get back up and all that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely harder to forgive myself than other people.
And I feel like it's easier to forget what others did to you along the road, like down the road, I should say. But it's harder to forget what you did. It kind of like sits with you, even if it was minor. Like, even if you said something mean to somebody, it's like that stays with you forever. Like, you could forget it, but it's like those triggers. One person could say something to you and you're like, dang, I didn't like that, but I said that to this person.
I feel like it's opposite for me. Like, I remember what they did before, like, longer than what I did. Because I'm the type of person that take everything I do into, like, I look at myself before I blame somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I calculate. After something's done, I calculate everything, and it's just like, if the math not mathing, my feelings hurt. So say, every time I have an example, like, just calm down. It's not that deep. But if I go back and I replayed everything and I feel I did the best to my ability with communication, just being a great person, and you turn around and hurt me, it's gonna be hard for me to forgive you because I feel as if I did everything I could. If I did everything I could, and it's just like, why you do that? That's when I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when my forgiveness comes into play, because I don't understand. Like, if I don't understand why you did what you did, now I have to forgive you.
Yeah. Alright, I have a question though.
Talk to me.
I know you have questions,
No,
but
go.
was there ever a time that you felt like you truly forgave yourself?
Ooh. You know? Okay, that just made me think of a part 2 series to it. Like, we as in me, because I think of like I just got random thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
We're taught to forgive others.
Mm-hmm.
But what if we don't forgive ourselves? Like, you know how God say forgive? Like, what if we don't forgive ourselves? That's the same as forgiving others.
Yeah.
That's I ain't thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
That's what made
Do I
me
have
think
to
about
forgive
something we're
myself?
talking about. Yeah, was there ever a time that you feel like you truly forgave yourself?
Yes. yes, and then I'm still working on some parts where I have to forgive myself. But yes, because I tell myself, this is the best you did, you can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the more you hold on to it, the more forgiveness you're not letting come in. Like, you just have to move on. Sometimes you gotta force yourself to just, like, be where your feet are. Yeah. That's it.
Ooh. I don't know. I guess I have in some situations. Other situations we still working on it, but yeah, I guess like a little bit of both. Where I like definitely was like I did the best that I could in that situation, or like now I just know that wasn't the right way to handle it. Like I could have communicated a little bit better, or I could have addressed the situation differently than I did in that moment. And then there are other scenarios or situations where I'm kind of just like, I'm still in the headspace of, I allowed whatever to happen, so...
Then you blame yourself.
Right. What can I do? I guess the constant question of what can I do differently next time? Or what kind of boundaries can I have the next time to ensure that I don't find myself in the same position?
That's facts. Very controversial question.
Okay.
Do you ever feel let down by God and find yourself having to forgive God, even though he's technically not, he's never wrong,
Right.
Yeah.
but human feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel like,
Yes, I
Yeah.
do, but not to that extent where I have to forgive. But yes, I do. But go ahead.
I feel like with me, like, I guess the most I feel let down is when I'm just impatient and I ask him for something, and it's not instant gratification. So it's like I'm waiting, and granted, I'm like, all right, I give him grace period. Listen, because I know it's not gonna come the same night.
Grace period is crazy.
Nah, it's mad funny.
It's not overnight shipping, but I'm like, listen, if it's like a week, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, Lord, I'm coming back to you because.
Here we are again.
We're here again, and I know I asked last week.
Like, I ordered express.
Granted, I'm not your first customer. I know I'm probably like number 5 in the queue.
List.
Like,
but it's been 3 months.
but okay, and I'm like, listen, I'm about to remind myself, like, it's not him that's not on time. I just need to be patient, because he's an on time guy, and I just really need to just relax and be like, listen. He's doing what he can. He'll get to you when the time is right, not because you asked him a week ago. And, like, it's not necessarily that I have to, like, forgive him per se, but it's, like, the realization that I just, like, he knows what he's doing at the end of the day, whether I feel like he does or not.
And I would say it has the opposite effect for me. Like, there are definitely times where I get frustrated, where I'm kind of just like, all right, God, I'm waiting. But not only am I waiting, like, I'm doing my best to wait in the right heart posture, and I'm still serving. That's the part that always sends me. It's like I'm waiting in the right heart posture, and I'm serving as faithfully as I can in many different areas in the church that I'm at, and doing so with like a sincere and genuine heart. So that's the part I think that always. That makes me like struggle a little bit. That always gets me. But I think in just knowing that like he is on time, or he's not going to give you something before you're ready for it. That's the part that always kind of reels me back in, because it's like, if I don't have it, that means it's not the time. If I don't have it, that means I'm not ready for it. So just remembering that, and then usually that makes me repent and say like, you know what, God, I'm sorry, because I just know that if I don't have it yet, it's because it's not for me to have yet. If I don't have it, it's because you're like, can't give it to her just yet. Or it's a little too early, or I don't want her to think that this is any goodness of her own. It's because I'm giving it to her because it's the right time, and this is of my goodness. Because honestly, anything that we ask for, God doesn't really have to give at all. Like, he's already given enough. And that's literally just what I have to recount to myself. Like, one, he's already given enough. He doesn't have to give anything else. And if I haven't received it, it's because it wasn't meant for me to receive right now, or it really wasn't meant for me to receive at all. And that's the part I have to remember, because sometimes what we want is not what God has for us. So those are the moments where I feel like drawing like closer to God ends up really becoming what it ends up being for me, because the closer you draw, the more you can allow your heart to desire what it is that he actually has for you. And that's like, woo.
Woo! Okay. I've got woo!
Yeah.
A struggle.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Tell you what's the meme? I'm about to put the meme in there.
Woo! Right, exactly. That's like my sis, snatch your glasses off right quick and say woo. Woo! Okay?
I
Just
had
giving
another question, but I'll let you answer.
Because I be tapped out. The meme that be coming to my head, I was literally laughing at myself, is when my mans be like, cut the show. I'm done. That's what I be saying. I be having to regroup.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off. Take me off.
I be saying cut the show, because I just be like, this can't be happening. This is not real life.
Am I punked?
I'm being punked. Somebody jump out the bushes now, so I know this was a joke. Like,
Where's the cameras?
Right,
yeah,
looking
facts.
for 'em hard.
Holy cow.
No.
No.
When I was younger, yes. I feel like I didn't really understand God. And I feel like everything's on me. Like, God's never wrong. But I understand, like, keep it a buck. I get frustrated. I get very frustrated.
Go ahead. What you tell the people what you say?
Those easily to anger is not good. So I've been working on that. That's what I say when I'm getting riled up. That calms me down. But I really get frustrated because, you know, sometimes you feel like God don't hear you. And it's like, I'm being honest. Sometimes I feel disappointed. And then you gotta bring yourself back in and understand that, girl, it's you. Like, you're being impatient. You're misunderstanding him. And maybe you're not doing something right. And like, this is God's world. Like, it's his. It's
his world. We're just living in it.
He runs
literally.
it. So live in it and take a seat.
Go in peace.
Yeah.
Okay, before you ask your next question, since Taylor brought it up, she mentioned church, and we all do some form of ministry within the church.
Yes.
Was there ever a time?
Yep.
Well, it's 2 parts.
Yeah, this is yes.
Whether like, how do you know what I'm even gonna say?
Sorry.
From the answer is yes. It's 2 parts, so it can't be just yes.
Okay.
1. Was there ever a time? Well, first question is, how do you forgive within ministry? And the second one is, have you truly forgiven in ministry? Like, do you feel like you truly forgave someone, people, something that happened within the ministry that you truly forgave them for?
You want to go first?
No, I'll let you take that one.
All right.
Yes. Yes. So, yes, I had to forgive. What was the question?
Oh, brother.
How did you forgive in ministry? Like, how do you forgive in ministry?
Honestly, you have to change your focus to putting it back on it being about God. And also, you have to understand, everybody's not perfect. Everybody has struggles. And you can't, like, God's the judger. So you gotta just give grace and just put the focus back on God. So I'll give you an example. One time I was doing ministry. You know what I'm saying? Just trying my best. It was very challenging. People.
The second music break for
the show.
Right.
Yeah.
But some people, like, really come after your character, like tarnish your name, call you out of your name. And it's just like, you gotta stand firm. And I understand this is people. Like, I know when I wasn't perfect, when I did that, like, you gotta give them grace and also realize how you were once there, or you could be there, and just like this. But I was like, you know, it gotta be about God. So once, it's still hard, but it kind of just pushes me through to kind of just stay focused, and it's gonna happen, whether it be yourself or other people. Like, it's gonna be tough. Just keep it about God.
And you feel like you truly forgave them?
Yes, now, yeah. It took time. Because, yeah, like, once I understand grace, like, when I try to just, you know, it's not even, most of the time, it's not even about you. It's about themselves.
Yeah.
That part.
Even though it hurts, but it's like, they're going through something right now. Just give them grace. I said, ooh, give grace. Give them grace and keep the focus on God. There you go.
I mean, I feel like you kind of hit it right on the head, especially with the shifting your focus back to God and remembering why you're there. Like ministry, you're there to serve. So shifting the focus back on God, as well as giving grace, because there's gonna come a time and point where you need it as well. So
Then
I agree with that.
Then it becomes flesh versus spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't hurt them.
Y'all are crazy.
Alright, do you have any questions?
I don't.
Any last questions?
Not right now, no.
Well, I have one more question.
Okay.
Just one more question. Oh wait, I would just want to say something. Sometimes people confuse. Agree or disagree. You can forgive somebody and just still not be cool with them.
Agree.
Agree.
Agree?
Yeah. Because I think, well, what do you mean by cool? You mean like not back to what the relationship initially was?
Or not cordial, like
or
not
just
speaking.
not cordial, not speaking at all? Because I feel like not speaking at all is not true forgiveness.
Yeah, I feel like that's still kind of ugly, and you still got more forgiving to do. But if
Yeah.
you cordial, I feel like you truly forgive them.
Yes, but okay. Example. I feel like I forgave. But if I see her, I might speak. But if she speaks to me, I'll speak.
So you speak. So in a sense that's cordial because you're not going out of your way to speak, but you're not being rude. So you speak when spoken to.
Right, but it's like she has to speak. No, I feel like I actually like say what's up. But if I don't, is that, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like that comes with cordialness, if that's a word. Like, I feel like if you're cordial, you don't always have to speak, but just knowing that it's not beef. Like you don't walk into a room with her and you feel like, all right, I can't be in this room, or we're not gonna speak today because of what happened in the past. Like I feel like if you guys could still, my thing is though, if you guys can be in the same room and not want to like stab each other's eyes out, and you guys can speak to each other, then you're good.
Yeah.
No, because like seriously, some people really do have that, like if they have beef with you, they really don't like to be in the same room as you, and I feel like then they didn't forgive you.
True. Okay, last question. The last question. If your hairstylist died before your appointment, are you asking for your money back? And if so, how are you gonna get it back? Or did she technically rob you?
First of all, well, personally, I pay my hairstylist after my hair is done. So personally, I'm not having that problem.
You know the down payment. Some people do down payments.
Okay, but my hairdresser doesn't do
Okay,
down payment.
okay. If hypothetically,
I was about to say, I don't really go to the hairdresser like
Taylor's
that.
like I do my own hair. Okay,
Except for when it's time to like get it trimmed.
respectfully, if she dies before my
Or
appointment,
braided.
I might have to just eat that L, respectfully, because how are you getting it back?
How are you getting your money back?
I'm gonna find a way.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Okay. Well, good luck in your search.
Right, and I hope it comes back to you, because respectfully, I'm just taking that L.
I'm taking the L.
If your friend died in a group chat, are you kicking them out?
You are?
So give me the benefit of the doubt. I'm telling you, as your friend, that it was not.
That's what it's giving.
No,
I'm asking you though, because that's what it's giving. It's giving I'm kicking them out.
Like,
I think I wouldn't kick them out. I think I would just start a new group chat.
yeah, but you're gonna delete the other one, right?
I would just leave it. I mean, there's no...
Forever? Just take up storage?
I don't see why not.
What if there's a whole thread?
I have, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have text messages in my phone from like high school still. I don't really delete stuff, so.
So are you kicking them out? Because that's what it's giving.
Absolutely. Get up out of here.
That's the problem. Why? They can't see it anyway.
Huh? They can't
They
see
can't
it.
see it
They
anyway.
can't respond. They can't see. They can't anything. It just doesn't bother me. I would just start a new chat just so that like.
Right. I mean, unless they have like a weirdo.
The memory is like.
Unless they have like a weirdo relative or somebody who want to take their phone and like be like, haha, like what's funny, or talking to chat, and you like, oh,
yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I'm lying. I'll make a new chat. I'm just trolling. I'll make a new chat though.
You love to troll. That's your problem.
Alright. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not editing much.
Stop the cap.
I've been Tisha. I've been Tisha.
I've been Tamara.
I've been Taylor.
And we're... Alright. we're out.
We haven't changed identities,
See ya.
y'all. I don't know.
It was usually
Bye, guys.
something like this.